You're listening to Scotty G and Friends on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right. I know that a lot of media members down in the Super Bowl are getting all cranky because I guess like the team hotel or the media hotels in San Jose, then there's other things going on in San Francisco and the stadiums in Santa Clara. And so everybody's like, oh, woe is me, boo-hoo. But you know what? It's still a Super Bowl, and you probably shouldn't complain. I know one guy who's not complaining. That's Jeremiah Jensen. And by the way, Jeremiah, friend of the show, friend of the station, how are you?
Thank you. Scotty, I'm a friend?
Yes, you are a friend.
Of Scotty's, not mine.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I love you, bro.
Well, no, on Monday.
I love you too, Coach. It's an honor to be a friend, Scotty. I appreciate it.
Well, so I came back on Tuesday, and we got this name, and we're as we kind of work out what the show's going to look like going forward, and I got JJ and Alex looking at me like, so we're not friends? I'm like, no, you guys are friends. Absolutely, you're friends,
colleagues.
But more importantly,
I appreciate you
friends.
making it official.
Peer.
Yes. What's the scene like down there? Have they got you guys spread out all over the place? I hear people complaining about it.
I don't know who's complaining. Let me tell you, we're doing great. It's obviously San Francisco. The city's crazy. Driving around San Francisco is insane. We flew in this morning. We got our bearings. We made it to the media check-in. We got our credentials. We're at the Park 55 Hotel in San Francisco. It's close to where the Jazz usually stay when they play the Warriors here, just right here in that spot. I mean, it is downtown as downtown gets, which is probably what a lot of people are complaining about. It's just busy. There's just not anywhere to park, or the traffic's terrible. But we're here. The media center's there. We're going to be fine. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, we got to go do our live shots tonight in Santa Clara, which is 45 miles south. We'll figure it out. It is a little bit of it's congested. Things are spread out where you need to be and go. It's just unfortunate that stadium's so far away, and I'm not sure why they put people downtown when the game's in San Jose, basically. But that's okay. I mean, we're grateful to be here. It's an incredible experience covering the Super Bowl. I'm grateful to be here, and we're ready to have some fun.
How many Super Bowls have you covered, JJ?
This will be my fourth. So we do every Super Bowl that's on KSL TV, they send a crew out. And so it's funny, the first Super Bowl I covered was Patriots-Seahawks.
Wow.
In Glendale. That was my first Super Bowl in person. So it's kind of weird that I get that same matchup again. But, it's number 4 for me, and it's an incredible experience. And I have to keep that in perspective that no matter all these people complaining, it's kind of funny to me because they're all getting paid to come here and be a part of something that's incredible that the entire world's watching. And you can't lose sight of that and be grateful for it. All
right. Would you rather cover a Super Bowl or what Sam's doing at the Olympics?
I've done both.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about the Olympics. It's incredible. It doesn't happen very often. Every 2 years for the summer and the winter, I had the opportunity to go do Tokyo during the pandemic, and it was wild. I was in quarantine for 9 days when we first got there. We had 15 minutes to leave the hotel, go to a 7-Eleven, get our food, and come back. It was a wild experience. Once we got through quarantine, I got to experience the greatest city in the world. Tokyo is unbelievable. The flip side of that is you're away from your family for 25 days in a foreign country. They work you to the bone around the clock because of the time differences. It's a grind. It is hard work. So when you're watching our KSL crew on TV, yes, they are standing there in the Dolomites, at the base of the Dolomites in Cortina. It's unbelievable what they're seeing and experiencing, but they are working 24/7. It's crazy, the demand of the Olympics. So I would rather cover a Super Bowl because I'm not going to be here for 25 days.
Well, JJ, hang out for just a bit. We've got another caller coming in right now, and joining us from Milan right now is the owner of the Utah Jazz. That is Ryan Smith. Ryan, how are you?
Hey, what's up, guys? How we doing?
What's going on, Ryan? How's things over there? Are you holding everything down on that side of the world?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good view. It's people are getting ready. It's starting to feel the Olympic spirit, which is good, and it's pretty daunting and exciting that we're going to have this thing in Utah again. It's real. It's becoming real.
Well, you're in a 5-letter city Milan. We're in a 5-letter city, Nephi. I drove down to Nephi this morning. I'll tell you what, it was a beautiful drive. But just a little different geography between the two of us. Hey, big stuff this week with the Jazz, and obviously a major move bringing in, just a phenomenal player in Jaren Jackson Jr. Your thoughts?
So first of all, I mean, I think we've said we'd be patient. I mean, I think it's, the NBA is an interesting thing. I think you're seeing a lot of change that's happened in the NBA over the last few years around player movement, around value, around teams kind of not wanting to be in the middle. And, we've said we'd be ready. We said we'd be opportunistic. I don't think you could predict timing. Jaren's someone that we'd wanted and inquired about for a few years now. I know Danny's liked him for a long time, and the window opened up very briefly, and, Austin did an absolutely fabulous job. So I thought he handled the deadline as well as he could have. He did incredible, and for us to land someone like Jaren, who fits perfectly with Lowry and Walker, it should be pretty exciting for everybody who follows it. They're going to take a little while to get to play together, everyone, as Walker's out for the year. And, I think, we'll kind of see it all gel, but it's pretty exciting.
How much of the accelerated progress of Keontae George this year allowed you to pull the trigger on a trade like this?
Yeah, I don't think, I think when Jaren comes available, you definitely look at Jaren and, you hope you're the team that, can make it all line up. And a lot of these things you don't know. And, we've had our nose in a lot of things, as a lot of teams did this trade deadline. And, some were happy, some weren't. You just got to be putting yourself in position, and more than that, have the assets that, to be honest, other teams want. And this one worked out in our favor. But, Keontae definitely helps that. I think if you look at the way he's been growing, the way he carries himself, his energy, his competitiveness, his drive to win, his big shot moments, I don't think there's anyone who's watched Keontae that isn't just kind of amazed at the steps that he's taking, and he's doing it all the right way. I mean, he'll have multiple games where it'll be 20, 25 points in the first half, and a lot of players his age would be coming out and chucking the second half, and he actually passes the first 5 or 6 times he touches the ball, and that's just a level of maturity that he's developed. But Will Hardy is one of the greatest talent developers that we've got in the NBA and in basketball. And if you look at the development that's going on, even if you look at the last couple of games with Cody now, and you're looking at Isaiah, he's got a talent for that. And we're fortunate to have him. And, that partnership between him and Keontae, him and Lowry, now him and Jaren, him and Walker, it's special, and we can't wait to kind of put it all together.
I mean, I run into you every now and again because you're so crazy busy, but I remember seeing you before the season, and you just said, watch Keontae, bro. I think that's what you told me. How did you know? I mean, is that just something – I know you've got a pulse on everything, but what were the signs that, that it was coming back a little bit different?
Well, I mean, Keontae has he has it. I mean, there's just no way around anyone who's around him. He's just got it. He wants the ball. He wants the moment. He's there. For me personally, I remember I was there during this draft workout. I knew the moment Danny fell in love with him. He was doing a drill. We have one of our guys who's about 6'7", 6'8", and he had cones on his hands, and they were blocking him. So, he was standing reach about 10-3, and Keontae went around, and this guy just swatted the ball out of the way. And then the next play, Keontae's like, I'll just shoot a quick 3, and he blocked his shot from the foul line. And there was another guy working out too. But the third time, Keontae literally lowered his shoulder and put the guy about 5 feet under the hoop and laid it in and had some choice words for him.
I love that.
And came back with a ball. And I just looked over at Danny, and he was like, all right, that's my guy. And so I think, but for me this year, it's just watching Keontae's work all summer long. No one asked him to do what he did. He just wants to be better. He wants to get better. And, he's a leader. He's an absolute leader.
I'm always fascinated how trades come together, and I know there's a lot of conversations for several weeks, and it's got a slow build. This one with Jaren Jackson felt like it came together pretty quick. Is that a fair way to categorize it?
Yeah, Austin, like I said, Austin did a phenomenal job. And, I'm sure, I think he checked on Jaren for a long time, as did pretty sure every team in the league. And, he went with his gut. He put together an offer that was compelling. He listened, he collaborated, and he really partnered with Memphis to get something done. And, a lot of times you want to do a trade or you want to do something, but does the other team see what you're offering, help them for where they're going? And that can come in multiple different pictures, whether it's young players or whether it's this. And sometimes, really trying to understand their picture and understand how we can do what we want to do, but also help them, knowing that we're all going to have to sacrifice a little bit, is how truly a deal gets done. And I think Austin did a really good job with that. And, some of our young players we had to, part with, but that's just the way the business works. If you want to get someone like Triple J, like that's how it's going to have to go. And, we had accumulated a lot of picks. I think what I'm most excited about is if you look at our core, where it's Keontae, Walk, Jaren, Lowry, you've got Ace, you look at Zay, Bryce, and to be in this spot where we've got a runway, but we also aren't down picks, and we still have assets in front of us, is a pretty exciting position to be in, because that lengthens the window that you have in the league. I mean, we grew up with teams having 4 to 7 year windows. If a team can get a 3-year window right now, you've done something right. And, that's just the way today's collective bargaining agreement works, and the way that, we're watching. If you look at where teams have gotten really close and then have to tear it down, it's because they run out of cap space or assets. And, that was the case in the first iteration of the Jazz. There was just nowhere to go right when we took over. We were just, we'd already been negative picks. There was no place to go. I remember the year, we signed Mike Conley back. If we didn't get him, there was no cap space to even replace him. You were essentially replacing him with a two-way player at minimum. And that's typically what hamstrings teams. It's nothing more than that. But that's the rule of our league. And I think for us, what excites us, the youth, the flexibility, and now we're moving this thing forward, what we have in the tank.
Well, I want to make sure we give equal time, because the guys that play on that Frozen stuff are playing pretty well lately, and you've got to be pretty excited about that, and we're all hockey people. I will say that the temperature in the Delta Center, I go in 82 times a year, whether it's home or road, to do those games. I never take my coat off anymore, because they got to keep that thing cooler. But give us your thoughts on where the hockey team is right now, and the Mammoth, and what's going on with them.
Yeah, look, I mean, if at the end of the day we'd be in the playoffs, I was proud of our team for making a really good push the last part of the break. It is weird that, because of the Olympics, they shut down. So the NHL is officially shut down for 2.5 to 3 weeks. And that's a unique part of, stopping the season right in the middle and sending people off to the Olympics. But it was pretty cool. I just got to watch Veggie, walk down and be there by his flag with his country. And that's a pretty cool thing to see, because you can see how much it means to him, and Veggie, JJ, Olimata, and obviously Pels are all representing their country over here. And so I think that's an important part of the NHL. But going into that break, I mean, it's competitive. We really need to win every game. And they did that. I mean, it's pretty easy for a team to get distracted the other night, where you're 2 periods away from going to Mexico or Hawaii for most of the team, and they banded together and, really put their foot on the throats of the Detroit Red Wings. And, that was a moment for us. And, they've done this and gone on this, 11 game, winning, 9 or 10 of them, without Logan Cooley and, a banged up Gunther for a little bit of it. And they're just finding ways to win. And that's what good teams do. So I think for me, it's absolutely exciting. I'm just humbled at the way that Utah's, kind of rallied around this idea of hockey. And, it's been special. And it's pretty fun to think about where we're going to be with the Jazz kind of going into next year and where hockey is going to be. It's a good time to be a sports fan in the state.
Well, there's no doubt, and especially with what's coming up in 8 years from now with Salt Lake City and Utah hosting another Olympics. What do you hope to learn in your time over there in Milan? What's the goals that you can take and bring back so that this place is going to be rocking in 8 years, which I'm sure it will, knowing you and the other people that are involved. Showcasing this state at that level is a unique opportunity, and I'm sure you guys are going to do everything you can to knock it out of the park.
Yeah, there's a group of us over here, and, we all kind of have different roles. But, for me personally, it's really trying to understand a little bit of the strategy of the venues and, how we, including opening ceremonies, and just around how we help, understand the message of Utah that we want to get out there for the world. And really the experience of downtown Salt Lake. What's the experience from the time someone lands at the airport to, getting into their hotel, travel, logistics, to, the game fields and the venues that we have. I mean, we're hosting hockey at the Delta Center. The new downtown development will be done by then. And, we're here, just wrapping up opening ceremonies right now and seeing, okay, how's that going to work? And, they've got 3 different venues that they're doing, some sort of opening ceremonies at. And, I think the other thing is trying to understand, how do we have Utahns have an Olympic experience, not just the 45,000 people that can get into Rice-Eccles or whatever that number is. And, I remember being in college and, I couldn't afford to go to the Olympics. And so what are we doing? How are we treating events? How are we doing it different? And there's a lot of innovation that's happened, with LA 28, for example. Opening ceremonies are going to be at SoFi, which is where the Rams and the Chargers play. But something that's super interesting is aquatics are going to be there as well. And so basically they built a swimming pool to do swimming in front of 65, 70,000 people. And that changes the entire experience of the Olympics. They're raising the field 15 feet of, where USC plays, to be able to do different things. And so the innovation that's happening around the games to open up the aperture of these experiences, to highlight our state, it's pretty neat. It's exciting. It's fun. We've got a lot of great people that are helping out, and it's a labor of love for everyone. And, Utah's a special place because there's just so many people that care about their state. So.
Hey, you should have called me back then. That was the one time I could have hooked you up financially and got you a ticket because I was, I had enough money to get into those venues back then. I had some connections, right? You should have known me then, but it's okay. You'll enjoy this one. Hey, thanks so much for taking time, man. I know you're so busy.
No worries, guys.
We sure appreciate it and appreciate all you do for the state. And
absolutely,
we're behind you, bro.
No, it's going to be good. We're going to go on a big run here, so I hope everyone's excited.
Oh yeah,
I know Jaren is, and it's kind of a piece, and I think from our side, I mean, the exciting part is definitely the young guys watching Isaiah and Cody and Ace fly all over the court last night. Duncan, I mean, I stayed up 4 a.m. watching the game, and it was impressive watching our young guys play. And so now is a really good time for them to get a lot of run and grow. And, these are NBA players. And, it's amazing what happens to NBA players when you give them a shot.
Ryan, can't thank you enough. Appreciate it. Enjoy your time over there, and look forward to catching up again here very soon.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Ryan.
There he is, Ryan Smith, owner of the Utah Mammoth, the Utah Jazz. He and his wife, Ashley, and, boy, I tell you what, like, that trade, the way the Mammoth are playing, things are really starting to click right
You
now.
can see it.
Yeah, the momentum's there.
I think playoffs this year for the Mammoth, and I think Jazz will be back out. We'll be out on the plaza doing games before playoffs next year. I think we're in that mode.
Well, big thanks to Jeremiah Jensen. He's going to join us. He kindly stepped aside for a moment. We'll chat with him coming up next segment. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This guy actually has friends. Nice. This is Scotty G and Friends on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
JJ, I'm sorry. I felt bad about that. But
hey, some friends are more important than others.
I knew that was coming.
Okay.
I knew that was coming.
It's all right. Don't apologize. I get it.
I saw in my mind, I saw the hook like they used to do in the cartoons.
Yeah.
You're like in mid-sentence.
Oh, man.
I feel horrible.
But
You know what? Do you know how I feel right now? I feel like a stand-up comedian in the 1980s that finally landed that opportunity to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And he waits the whole entire show. And he's ready to go. He's got his act ready to go. And they tell him, sorry, dude, we don't have any time. Burt Reynolds went too long.
Well, in this case, it was
right
start with your monologue and right in the middle of it.
Yeah, right in the monologue, we had to. Oh man, Lloyd.
Even worse, right?
Yeah,
even worse.
Lloyd sent me the text. He's like, Ryan Smith is on the line. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be really awkward and uncomfortable.
Hey, in all seriousness, that's awesome. I'm here, and I wasn't ready to go. I wanted to hear it, but it's awesome you guys got Ryan, and I'm sure he was great.
Yeah, he was. He's awesome. But, all right, so back to the Super Bowl. The scene is set. Seahawks, Patriots. You and I are old AFC West guys, so we have a hard time cheering for the Seahawks, but yet everybody hates the Patriots. But here's the thing. It's not Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Has that made New England a little bit more likable?
Yeah, because it doesn't feel like the evil empire anymore.
Yeah.
But the brand is still there, so it's throwing me off.
I know, same.
Like the Patriots dynasty lasted forever, and now they're back, and it makes me a little nervous because forever we had the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Forever the Patriots are great. In fact, you look at history. The last time either the Patriots or the Chiefs weren't in a conference championship game in the AFC was 2010 when the Steelers were playing the Jets. So it's just always felt like it's Patriots, it's Tom Brady, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's the Chiefs. And as a Broncos fan, it was a lot of fatigue. And obviously we got to enjoy Peyton Manning in there for a little bit, for a small window, but it was a very short period of time. In between then, it was just the Patriots and it was the Chiefs. So to see the Patriots back again, yeah, it's not the same old guys, and this is a fun bunch. It's a team that wasn't supposed to be there. I do like their coach. I think he's a really great dude. He's got some great culture going there. He's really found something with them. And Drake May, how do you hate Drake May right now? I mean, he's a great story. So it's hard to hate the Patriots, but I imagine if they win on Sunday, a lot of those feelings will come back because what's stopping this Patriots group from doing what the previous did?
So is there any part of you that just wants the Patriots to win so Alex suffers?
I'm not that evil.
Okay, I'm just checking. I know you, but I don't know you to that level, so I had to ask the question.
I don't need to torture him. I don't need to be tortured that much. He's already he's a Mariners fan too, so he's already very tortured. So I kind of feel bad for him, especially after the World Series. So I think he can have this one.
We had John Breach on yesterday and talked about the Super Bowl, but one of the things that fascinates me is, and you brought up Drake May, but just the different, I guess, experience has been for both of these quarterbacks. You know, one in Sam Darnold obviously came out as, you know, a guy that was going to be everything, and 11 years later he's been through just a little bit of everything, and now he's got as a journeyman, he's got a team in the Super Bowl. And then you mentioned the greatness of year 2 Drake May. Talk a little about those two things.
Yeah, I already talked about Drake and what a great story that is, and you can tell where this is going with him. He's just built for the success that he's enjoyed this year, and he's only going to get better. You look on the other sideline, though, Tim, and it's just we love watching sports because we love people when we watch storylines, and we love to see when somebody comes from nowhere, or we love to see somebody who overcomes adversity, who is down and out and then figures out a way to come back and become great. And you look at Sam Darnold's career arc, you know, getting drafted by the Jets, we know how that goes. Everybody knows how that goes. And it's basically a curse, and it's a curse on everybody that goes there. And it took a while for Sam Darnold to get that stink off, to be quite honest. And once you struggle in league, it's tough to get that next opportunity. And especially if you're drafted that high. And sometimes, guys, you'll see guys that are drafted that high won't not only get that other opportunity, but because they're looked at as a first round pick or whatever, they don't even get those backup opportunities sometimes. And Sam Darnold bounced around, went to Carolina, went to San Francisco. But this is a guy that's won a lot of games the last 2 years, 14-3 in back-to-back seasons. That's insane. I don't have it in front of me, but I think he's one of the first, or he tied another quarterback. Maybe it was, I can't remember who it was. It's the first quarterback to have back-to-back 14-win seasons. This is historic, the kind of success he's having over the last 2 years. And you're wondering, what were the Vikings thinking when they let him go? I know that playoff game didn't go well last year, but look what's happened to them this year, the drop-off that they had. So you now look at what Sam Darnold has done, especially when he's in a good organization, surrounded by great talent. And trust, he's got great talent. He's got a great running back. Well, he had running backs, plural. One of them's out for the Super Bowl, but he's got a great backfield, and he's got Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's one of the best receivers. His tight ends are solid. The offensive line is great, and you got a great coaching staff. And what happens when you put a talented guy like Sam Darnold in that position? He's going to succeed, and that's what's happened here. And it's a great story. If Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, it's it kind of reminds me of the Alex Smith's career arc. Remember how Alex Smith was considered a bust? San Francisco wasn't very good at the time, and he finally got a chance to prove himself with the Chiefs. It kind of has that similar effect, but this would be going all the way from that and winning a Super Bowl. It would be a heck of a story.
So we all know New England shouldn't be there because the better team did not win the AFC Championship.
Right.
So that being said,
it was the snow's fault.
Well, and Bo Nix's ankle.
It absolutely was.
Yeah,
that too.
Well, I mean, that had definitely had a part in it.
But I just have a hard time thinking that this is going to be a game. I would love for you to see some drama. I'd love to be knocking back my Bar W steaks coming up on Sunday and enjoying a really, really close game. I just don't see it happening. I just think Seattle wins and wins big in this thing.
So there's an interesting stat, and this is a little nerdy, so I'll get through it quick. But a lot of the NFL analytics guys love this stat, and it's explosive play margin. And what that measures is a team that has the most explosive plays on offense without giving up as many on defense. An explosive play is 20 or more yards. And the teams that made it to the conference championship game this year were top 4 in that stat. It's a very telling stat, especially in today's NFL with the new kickoff and everything. The explosive plays are so hard to come by in the league that when you get them, it has a huge impact on games. And if you're watching games, you're like, why don't they take more deep shots? Why are they throwing all these short routes? And why do they play the way they do? It's because they're too safety high, and they're not there. So those plays are rare, and they don't happen very often. But when you get them, they're very impactful. So the Patriots have the best explosive play margin on offense, The Seahawks have the best explosive play margin on defense in the league. So you're getting those two teams with the most contrast going head-to-head. Now, which one is going to win out? I don't know. But the thing that concerns me about the Patriots, guys, and to your point, Scotty, is Drake May has been turning the ball over in the postseason.
Yep.
And if he turns the ball over against the Seahawks, they will punish him. And guess who's not turning the ball over in the playoffs? Sam Darnold, which used to be one of his issues. So the way the Seahawks are playing right now, with that defense being so tough, if Sam Darnold takes care of the football like you, Scotty, I cannot see the Seahawks losing this game. But if the Patriots offense can get some of those explosive plays against that defense in a game that could be really low scoring, that could be the difference in the game. So when you're watching on Sunday, watch for those explosive plays. Those will be the difference. And on offense, can the Seahawks get a special teams explosive play from Rashid Shaheed? He's been a huge player in this postseason. So there's a lot of those things to look for. I think the Seahawks can control those things, and that's why I think they'll win. But it's an interesting contrast going head-to-head in this game. Which one will win out will determine the winner.
And to me, because I looked at that too, and I've always felt like Super Bowls, games that those chunk plays, if you think about it, those chunk plays are everything in a Super Bowl. And I do believe with Smith and Jigba and with Rashid Shaheed and in Kenneth Walker, like that guy can break one at any point, and he actually may run someone over first, like the power he runs with. But I do think that the Patriots numbers are a little bit inflated because of their strength of schedule. You know what I mean? They played.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, second. So numbers are always interesting, and it's honestly the stuff that, as a coach, that makes you stay up at night before a game and wondering if you've covered everything, because the numbers can be, depending on that team's experience, their schedule. You got to take all that into account. But I'm with you. I think chunk plays will be the thing.
And I'm glad you brought up that personnel, because when I'm looking at it, I kind of feel like the trenches are pretty even with these teams. The Patriots defense is pretty good too. But which team has the better skill position players? I would give that edge to the Seahawks. I think they have better receivers slightly. Obviously, Jackson Smith and Jigba has an argument to be the best. Stephon Diggs and Keyshawn Boutte are pretty good, but Jackson Smith and Jigba is the best receiver in the league right now. So I'm going to give them the nod, and I think they're just slightly better in the backfield as well, although they got a nice young running back in Travion Henderson for the Patriots, who could break out in the Super Bowl. I don't know. But I trust the skill position guys of the Seahawks more than the Patriots.
JJ, we can't thank you enough. You have been far and away the best guest we've had today. You've had the best. You're the best guest we've had this week. We can't thank you for your kindness and your willingness to work with us. Thank you. Thank you.
I don't have to be the friend. I'm just happy that I'm a friend, guys. I love you both.
Hey, we got to go. We got another guest.
Stop.
Hey, have fun out there, man.
What big name's on the phone now? Who's ringing in right now?
It's crazy. You won't believe it. But, Bear Tierney. No, I'm just joking. No, we're good.
Hey, you're supposed to save him for our show.
I know, right? Hey, thanks so much. We'll see you. There he is, Jeremiah Jensen, right here on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. We'll wrap things up and get you ready for, well, not JJ and Alex. It'll be Alex. JJ is in San Francisco, getting you ready for the Super Bowl. So we'll get ready. We'll set the scene for them coming up next, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.